Welcome in, everybody. Today, I will be going over the WrestleMania 20 card as I see it happening. This will be going based off of what I'm seeing on TV, what I'm hearing as far as rumors and off of the dirt sheets, but just note that you can't take the dirt sheets and the rumors too seriously, and also what I feel should happen. I believe the card is going to be pretty much stacked from top to bottom. It more than likely will be top heavy because WWE has been terrible at booking over the past 5 to 10 years. But I'm gonna just jump right into it for you guys. Don't want to sound long-winded or overstay my welcome, if you want to call it that. The first match I see happening would be AJ versus Caitlyn. They're obviously building Caitlyn to be the face of the Divas division, along with AJ, who they've been building for over a year now. And although I do believe AJ is better as a face, I'm not really interested in this match, to say the least. AJ can work a little bit. She knows how to sell and bump, but Caitlyn is still really green in the ring. And it's just overexposure to both of them at this point. And this match is one that WWE is going to be forced to put on TV, on the pay-per-view, because the rest of their divas are leaving. They lost the Bellas, they lost Beth Phoenix, and now they've lost Eve Torres as of about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So WWE's hand has really been forced because they refuse to push the new talents that they have. There's tons of divas in NXT that can wrestle, but this match I'm not really too excited for, so I'll just move on to the next one. The next one would be Chris Jericho versus Ryback, which is really interesting to me. WWE has had a hard time getting Ryback over. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they are piping in crowd noise to get Ryback over, as well as having him go out there and kind of pander to the fans to get them to chant "Feed me more." And it's overexposure right now as far as it goes with Ryback. Plus the fact that he can't work, he can't cut promos, so it's terrible. So the dirt sheets are saying that Chris Jericho is going to turn heel at some point and go up against Ryback. Knowing WWE, I see this happening. I would rather prefer Ryback go up against Big Show, because that would seem like a better test of his strength, since that's what you're trying to build him as, a big monster guy. But Chris Jericho's a really good worker. Chris Jericho's really good at everything, to be matter of fact. So you put Chris Jericho in there, he could even make Ryback look half decent. I know Jericho's coming back to put young talent over. First would be Dolph Ziggler. Second would be Ryback. I would be excited to see Chris Jericho, but I wouldn't be excited to see Ryback. At this point, I am totally annoyed with him and his gimmick and the way he's being shoved down our throats. But as far as name power goes, this one has it at this point in time. The next match I see happening is Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. Now, I'm still kind of leaning on the fence as far as would this be a World Heavyweight Championship match or not. Del Rio just got the belt, and they're going to push him as the face of the Latino community as far as the wrestling business goes. Dolph Ziggler, they've never really pulled the trigger on him, and I'm not sure how much longer he can keep this momentum going. If you really want to get into it a little bit deeper, I think it's better that you have this match be a non-title match, because I think Ziggler losing to Del Rio would totally defeat the purpose. He needs to cash in his money in the bank as a face and not as a heel. So I would much rather see this match not be a heavyweight title match, but it would be a very solid match. Ziggler is a really good worker, and since Del Rio's turned face, he's shown that he has more ability in the ring than we previously thought. So this match could be one of the underlying matches of the night at the end of the day. The next match I see happening, Orton versus Sheamus. This is the match that has long been rumored to happen, with Orton finally having his heel turn that is so desperately needed. Both of these guys are really solid workers, and I'm really a fan of Orton. I'm a fan of Sheamus as a heel, but not as a face, but he can still work a pretty solid match. You put these two guys in the ring, and I think you're really going to get something that you didn't expect. This one has match of the night capabilities over it, depending on how the other matches on the card go, but this should be a really solid match as well. The next one I see is Kane and Bryan. They already started the breakup between the two. First, they graduated anger management classes, and then they're throwing little hints in there, like at the Royal Rumble when Daniel Bryan eliminated Kane, and Daniel Bryan almost got eliminated, and Kane was holding him, and Kane dropped him. And then, as you see on SmackDown and Raw, they're both arguing with each other. The purpose of putting them together was to get Daniel Bryan over, and I see Daniel Bryan having a big 2013. So you put him up against Kane. Hopefully, Daniel Bryan is the face, and Kane goes back to the big red monster that he should be, and he puts Daniel Bryan over because Daniel Bryan could use it at this point because he is nothing more than a comedy act because of WWE, and they're pushing the product for the kids. The next match that I see happening, or which is pretty much set in stone, this is the one match that I'm pretty sure is set in stone outside of the main event, would be Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Now, as we've seen, these guys have previous history with the match at SummerSlam, with Triple H supposedly getting his arm broken and Triple H retiring. And, okay, we knew this match wasn't going to not happen, so say. It's kind of like, yeah, Brock Lesnar he got his win, and now he has to put Triple H over, of course. But they've already started it with Brock Lesnar returning on Monday night to save Paul Heyman, and he gave an F5 to Vince McMahon, and WWE is reporting that he had to get hip surgery because of it. And this really just opens the doorway for Triple H to come back. These guys already have previous history, so there really wouldn't be a need to go crazy with the booking here. But this match should definitely be better than the SummerSlam match, which was terrible, to say the least. But this is going to be WrestleMania, and this is going to be a match that is going to be pretty high up on the card. So I expect these guys to pull out all the stops, and it should be a really entertaining match to watch. The next match that I see happening, Cody Rhodes versus Goldust. Team Rhodes Scholars broke up on Friday Night SmackDown to pursue solo careers, but they say that they're still going to be best friends. But seeing that Goldust returned at the Royal Rumble, and that this match has been long rumored to happen for years now, I think it's finally time that it happens. So you get Cody Rhodes versus Goldust, brother versus brother. And Goldust is obviously going to come back and put Cody over. Now, hopefully they do a face turn with Cody and have Goldust come in as the heel. And then you could finally start to push Cody Rhodes back up the card where he needs to be, because he has been totally demoted over the past year, ever since he lost the Intercontinental title to Big Show, which was totally awful. So hopefully they do the right thing here and finally give Cody the push that he deserves. The next match I see happening is Undertaker and CM Punk. Now, we all know CM Punk is going to be coming out of the feud with The Rock, and he has earned a spot in a high-priority match at WrestleMania for the work he has put in. He held the title for over 400 days. He has been probably the best thing to happen to WWE in a really long time. Now, the only question mark here is that rumors are circling around that The Undertaker might not wrestle at WrestleMania this year. Who knows? We all know he only comes back for the big matches, but hopefully he does decide to hop in the ring this year with CM Punk and finally put CM Punk over so he can get the respect that he's so long been clamoring for as far as storylines goes. And we all know that these two guys can put on a fucking show. Outstanding wrestling. It would be an entertaining match from beginning to the end, especially with the build-up. This is one that really needs to happen. And then the final match, of course, is the one that we are all dreading for some reason. The Rock versus John Cena, twice in a lifetime, apparently, because it was billed as once in a lifetime before. But this time, it's going to be higher stakes. WWE title on the line. The Rock, John Cena, the two biggest stars of the past two generations outside of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This one is really hard to predict. I'm not going to predict it till I see more storylines going on down the road, but I will say that the only way this works is if there is a John Cena heel turn at some point in this feud, or unless The Rock goes over clean and they have a third match somewhere down the line, and Rock finally puts John Cena over. But that will be the headlining match of WrestleMania. To me, the card should be solid from top to bottom. You probably could also throw in Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. They'll probably have matches. Damian Sandow, Wade Barrett, maybe the feud with Bo Dallas finally culminates at WrestleMania. There's always going to be some other matches thrown in there. Antonio Cesaro, like I said, maybe his feud with The Miz finally comes to the big finish at WrestleMania, or at least on the pre-show to WrestleMania. So overall, this card should be a pretty good card. Don't look too much into the dirt sheets. Just kind of wait and see what's going to happen down the line, so we can kind of get a better feel for what type of card WWE is going to be building for WrestleMania 29. Once again, it is in New York at the Meadowlands, which is known to be a pretty hostile crowd. So WWE has to be really smart about how they book this pay-per-view. I'm going to end this with a WWE, please do the right thing and give the fans what they want. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Once again, I am the Mad Genius. You can follow me on Twitter at TheMadGenius313. It's the same handle as my YouTube handle, so you can also subscribe to my YouTube and support the videos, comment, rate them, like them, dislike them. Give me your opinions and give me your criticisms. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for listening.